Hey there, everybody. So good to see you all again. So today, this is going to be a fun one for you, I think. First, let's go back, because you guys just watched a few video clips that kind of taught you how to make a Punnett square, which was taking the two options of genes that Mom got from her parents versus the two options of genes that Dad got from his parents. So you were looking at a box that had 4 different possibilities of how the genes might combine together. And so now we're going to take that to the next level, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to make some monster babies. Why? Because making human babies sometimes makes us a little bit uncomfortable, so it's easier to talk about eggs and sperm when it comes to making monsters, okay? And so what we're going to do here today is we're going to take a series of random 50-50 gene selections. Basically, you're going to flip a coin. So you're going to need to have a coin for this particular activity, okay? And so we're all going to make a baby from the very same parents, Mr. and Mrs. Monster, okay? And so in part 1, you are going to actually make the baby, okay? And then in part 2, what we're going to do is kind of compare all of the siblings of this large family. And so to give us a little bit of a demonstration, a little bit of a model of how we're going to do that, we're going to send it over to Dr. Dublin.
Hello, Dad Middle Schooler. Welcome back. Coming back to one of my favorite lessons of all. We're going to make some babies today. We're not going to make a human babies. That'd be a little bit uncomfortable, but what we will make is monster babies today. We have a monster mom and we have a monster dad. And you will see that there are some similarities between them. Yes, they both have 4 arms, 2 legs. They both got heads, although they shape it different. They both got black eyes. Their nose are different shapes. Their mouth are different shapes. They both got this wider neck. She's got a longer body. He's got a square body. So they are alike, but they're a little different, all right? But you can tell they're the same species here, okay? So what we're going to do here today is we're going to see what kind of children these 2 monster parents going to make, okay? So let's start with a couple of traits, okay? You know, we talked about humans have about 20, maybe 30,000 traits that we're going to pass on to our next generation. And so here with our monster babies, we're just going to work with 10, okay? And so we're going to work with the face shape, the neck shape, the body shape, the arms, the legs, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, whether or not we got the horns and whether or not we got a boy or a girl in the end, okay? So first, in order to make a monster baby, we're gonna have to make an egg and a sperm, okay? And so I know that's not fun to do, but it's better to do with a monster baby than it is with a human baby for us, don't you think? Okay. And so let us first go back to Mama. Mama got her traits from her mother and her father. And so let's see what she got from her parents, okay? Okay. And so, yeah, this Mama got a trait from her mama and from her father for the face, the shape, the neck, all of these same traits, okay? And so, therefore, we got the same with the daddy over here, okay? Daddy also got from his mommy and his daddy a gene for a face and a neck and a body and arms and so on, okay? And so what we're going to do is we got to make an egg from a mama and a sperm from a daddy. And so it's going to be a random thing on whether or not mom's egg has her mama's face or her daddy's face. And in some cases, it won't matter because it's the same thing. But in other cases, like in these arms, okay, she's got a big A and a little a. Which one will she give the baby? We don't know. So let's find out, okay? And so in order to do this, let's first define what the dominant traits are, okay? Our dominant traits are oval faces, a wide neck, a square body, 4 arms, 4 legs, black eyes, a diamond-shaped nose, a C-curved mouth, 2 horns, and being a male. Okay? And so what we find here is that some of the mama traits have a dominant in there, and also some of the daddy traits have some dominant in there. But you can see some recessive in mom and some recessive in dad. Like the legs, okay? It's dominant to have 4 legs. Mom and dad only got the 2, okay? And so we will see what kind of babies we are going to make, because this is what's going to happen now. I'm going to make a baby from these 2 monsters. You're going to make a baby from these 2 monsters. We all are going to make babies from these 2 monsters. And then we're going to see how much these siblings from all of these babies are alike or not alike. Interesting? Ah, yes, it is very interesting. So let's get started with that, okay? And so let's start by making a mama's egg, okay? So I've got here a chart that I'm going to fill in for mama, depending on which trait she gets from her mama or her daddy that she's going to put into this egg. So let's start with the ones that must be obvious, because every time she's a purebred for any of these traits, that's all she can pass on. And so I know I can see here that what she has is 2 little toes. So she can only pass on a little O. In the neck, she's got 2 big W's. So that's all she can pass on. She don't have a little W to give. Same thing with the body shape. She's got the little less recessive both the times. That's why her body is more like a rectangle than it is like a square. So there goes a little less. That's not a nice S. There it goes. Okay. And so for the arms, well, she could give the 4 arms, or she could give 2 arms. So this is where we flip the coin, okay, and see what do we get. It's a 50-50 shot, yes? So let's flip a coin. This is what you're going to do. You're going to need a coin when you make your baby, all right? So I got to flip the coin. It fell on the floor. It says heads, okay? And so heads is a dominant here, okay? And so therefore, she's going to pass on the bigger A, okay? Let me get my water. Got it. All right. Now, moving on. Let's go with the legs. All right. She's only got the little recessive legs. That's why she's got 2. So that's all she can pass on. And when it comes to the eyes, she's got black eyes, but she does have a recessive red one. So let's see which one she's going to give her egg. She is going to give tails, which is the recessive one. So she's going to be giving the red eye gene to the baby. There we go, little B. Well, let's see about nose. Well, she doesn't have any big dominant diamond nose genes. She's only got the recessive heart gene, so of course she's going to pass that on. Same thing with the mouth. She does not have a curved smile. Same thing with the horns. She does not have any horns, and that's dominant. And for gender, same thing. All she can get from her mother is the X, and X is the girl. All right. So, this is the traits that are carried in the mom's egg that will go to our monster baby. Let's now do the same with dad's sperm. Let's start this time with the ones that are purebred. Not the first, not the second, but the third one for the body shape, which is square, is the only one dad can give to a sperm. Moving on down with the legs as well. He's got 2 recessive legs, so therefore all he can give is 2 legs. The nose, well, he got that diamond shape from both his mother and his father. So therefore we have to give that nose a diamond shape. Okay, and then when we get down to the horns, He's also got horns from both his mother and his father. He is a purebred two-horned monster, and so therefore he gets a capital H. Okay, and so these are the ones we're going to have to flip for. Will he give the round face or the oval face, or a narrow neck or a wide neck? Well, let's see. All right. This is an easier surface to flip my coin on. So let's flip for face. Oval for heads and round for tails. All right, it is heads. So this baby will get a dominant O. So this baby will be hybrid with an oval face because it's dominant, but still carry around gene for the next generation. Let's check out the neck. The neck, if we pass on the narrow neck or we pass on the wide neck, the baby's probably going to still have that wide neck. However, will it still carry the narrow neck? Yes. No, it will not. It will not carry on the wide neck. It is heads. Big W, big W. So this child will be purebred, wide-necked. However, the body is going to be little s, big S, so therefore we will have a square body, but perhaps pass on a rectangular one as well. Alright, so let's see with the arms. Big A, little a. Let's flip for that. Oop, still fell on the floor. Let me see what it says. It is tails, so this baby is going to inherit from his daddy 2 arms. The legs we still know are going to be little l, because that's all both parents had to give, but let's flip for the eyes. Tails, red, heads, black. And it is tails for red. How interesting. This baby is going to inherit red eyes from both parents, even though both parents have black eyes. Interesting. All right, so let's flip for the mouth, curved or straight. It is going to be a little C. So that's the straight. And the horn, we know he passed on the dominant one because that's all he had. And so let's flip. If we get heads, we're going to pass on the male genes. If we flip tails, we're going to pass on the female genes. So therefore, the dad is actually determining the gender of this child. Since mom can only contribute 2 X's, that's the definition of a female, and so therefore, we already have her X. So if she gets dad's X, it will be a she. And if he gets dad's Y, it will be a he. So let's see if we've got a boy or a girl. A boy is heads and a girl is tails. It's a boy, all right? We have inherited the Y gene, denoted by heads, and so therefore what we have made here is an XY combination, which is the definition of a boy. And so this is the blend of the genes that were given from the mom's egg to the dad's sperm, which now becomes its genotype, just like this was mom's genotype and this was dad's genotype. The baby's genotype is a blend of both. So our very last step is going to be to draw the characteristics of our baby, and so hang on a minute and I'll have that for you. So here he is. He's a boy. His name is Maverick Monster from Mr. and Mrs. Monster. And you could see that there are some similarities, but some differences as well. Okay? So when we look at the recessives versus the dominants, well, the first thing that jumps out is there is something going on with these eyes. These eyes are red when mamas and daddies are black. But the recessive for eye color is red. And so both the mama and the daddy both gave the little b, the recessive b, to the baby. So looky, we got the red eyes. But even beyond that, we got lots of dominant traits from dad. Okay, we got the horns, we got the diamond nose, but we did get, again, another recessive one that came up from mama, but dad had a little recessive straight mouth in there as well. And our baby boy picked that one up. And so what you guys are going to do is you are going to make your own baby, and you are going to draw your baby. And then what we'd like you to do with your baby is take a beautiful selfie like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hopefully share our babies like we're proud little parents, okay? So here I am. I said, oh, here's my baby boy, Maverick. I'm going to pose it with him and go, hey. And then I'm going to upload that when you get your picture done, all right? And so if you have any questions, you know you're going to talk to us. But I know Mrs. Seymour is going to explain a little bit more about what you guys are going to do from this point on, okay? So I hope your baby is as beautiful as the one that I have made from Mrs. and Mr. Monster, okay? So me and Maverick will see you later. Bye-bye.
All right, thanks so much, Dr. Dublin. I hope that helped you guys kind of figure out what you're going to do, all right? And so in this activity, we're all going to make a sibling from the same parents, okay? Mr. and Mr. Monster are going to have a baby, and we're all going to create one of those babies by flipping a coin. We have 10 traits, and we're going to determine whether or not mom makes an egg using which traits. Her mom, her dad. It's going to be a little bit of both. And the same thing with dad's sperm. He's going to have to make a sperm from his parents, all right? And so he might give a certain shape or a certain color from mom versus dad that ends up in the sperm, that ends up in the baby that you guys are going to create. So in part one, you're going to create the baby and let us know what's going on and how that baby and what kind of traits that baby has inherited. And then when we go on to part two, we're going to take a look at whether or not the traits that we all created sort of fall in line with what we would have expected the next generation to have. But we'll get to that when we get there. So part one is what we're going to start with. The document will walk through that, and then there'll be a supplemental document that comes after that that will explain how we're going to take a look at the results that we all created together with this one large, huge family. All right, and so hope you have a great time with it. This is usually a fun one for all, and so if you have any questions, let us know. All right, so bye-bye.